So I'm 43 years old, but what a lot of you won't know is that I used to be 20. So I was thinking to myself, what have I learned over the last 23 years? What do I know now that 20-year-old Robbie didn't know? Now I know some of you are young, around 20 or something like that, so I thought I'd make a video about things I wish I'd known when I was that age. I was pretty good at this when I was 20. My first bit of advice would be to do more stuff. When you do stuff, things happen, opportunities open up. It's quite easy, I think, to fall into a rut and not do stuff, or go, oh, I'd rather stay in, or I can't be bothered, or something like that. But the more that you do, the more opportunities. I can trace back every big thing that's happened in my life to doing something that I didn't really need to do. I wouldn't have got a job at Soccer AM if I hadn't done student radio and made connections there. And I would have met my wife if I hadn't texted my friend Arthur Ramu and said she organised a music festival in your garden. And I wouldn't have ended up on Jack Mate's Happy Hour, one of the top podcasts in the country, if, well, I hadn't gotten a mood at a supermarket and decided not to go for a few months and then wrote a Facebook post about it. That's a long story. Now, I'm not saying you should never say no to stuff or that you should always be out every single night. I'm just saying that if you're stuck in a rut, go and do something. Go join a club, play a sport, see a friend, phone someone up you haven't spoken to for a while. Just get involved in something, because when you do stuff, you get opportunities and you get adventures and you get fun. It makes you happy. Which brings us on nicely to... So one of my first jobs at Soccer AM was props and getting things in for the show at the weekend. And one day, when I was only been there for a few weeks, Tim Lovejoy, the producer, asked me to get in a horse for a sketch to come to a car park in Isleworth at 5 in the morning the next day. Also, we didn't have any money for a horse, so I had to find someone. So what I did was I got the Yellow Page, I think it was at the time, and just phoned up every farm around until someone agreed to just bring a horse. It taught me a lesson there, that you can kind of get what you want if you persevere and keep working at things. If you ask enough people, someone will give you a horse, and it translates to different things in life as well. You move a mountain one stone at a time, don't you? So if you want to do something, just start and keep going. I often get messages about people's YouTube channels. People will send them over and say, can you give me a hand? I'm not really getting any traction. Or a podcast that isn't proving popular in the early stages. I look at them and they've done like 2 or 3 videos in 6 months. And things take a while to do, and you've just got to persevere and keep doing and keep learning and get good at things. Just ask enough people, you get that horse. Get a pension. Now, a lot of you will have been auto-enrolled, whatever company you work at. But if you're freelance or something like that, just get a pension now, because eventually you're going to get a bit older and you're going to go, hey, I wonder what happens when I retire. And you have a look at it, and if you left it late, it's like, oh, that's not good. When I was younger, my attitude was sort of, oh, well, I better spend the money I've got now when I need it, when I've got a lot of money, because in the future I'll be earning more money and then I can use that to put in a pension or save my retirement. It doesn't work that way. Time's like really important, and that's the thing you've got on your side when you're 20. If you start putting money into a pension early, it means you have to put a lot less in over the course of your life. I probably should explain what a pension is, because for a lot of my life I didn't really know. I knew it was something you got when you retired, but essentially it's just a big pot of money that you save up in your life. There's tax advantages to it, and then the more money you've got when you decide to retire, the better life you have as a pensioner, as an old dude. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. But really, the earlier you can start a pension, the better off you're going to be in the future, and the better off you're going to be throughout your life, because you have to put as much money in it. Now, if you're interested in receiving support with your financial decision making, then you might be interested in our video's sponsor, Claro. Claro is a digital financial coaching app that helps you make smarter financial decisions and grow your money. I always found it weird that when I was at school, we had endless lessons about history and geography, but not one lesson in 13 years about financial decision making. And don't get me wrong, I use my knowledge of Oxbow Lake Formation on almost daily basis, but it might be nice to have some kind of education about how to manage your money. Now, I probably had more interest in money than a lot of people. I studied economics at university, but it wasn't until I was in my mid-30s that I started to educate myself about the different services and products that can help me plan for the future. I just spat there. Whilst Claro will still be useful to me today, I think younger Robbie could really have benefited from an app like this that aims to make finance more understandable to your average person. And I'm very average. Like, what's a SIP? What's an ISA? What's best for me? Claro will be able to support you in understanding the financial decision or work out what works for you, so you can make great financial decisions that help grow your money. Now, there's lots of interesting things about Claro, but what I like is that they can give you your very own human financial coach who will work with you to build a personalised financial plan and find financial products that align with your individual goals, like saving towards a house, or starting a family, or buying a 2008 Vauxhall Vectra estate. Vroom vroom! Then once you've got a plan in place, Claro will work with you to make sure you stick to it and achieve your goals. Claro hasn't launched yet, but if you live in the UK, you can sign up to a mailing list to ensure you're amongst the first people to know when it does. It's completely free to register, and for everyone who signs up using my link, Claro will protect 25 trees. That's decent, isn't it? Sign up now using the link in the description while I look wistfully into the distance. Thanks Claro for sponsoring this part of the video. When you're young, I think it's natural to worry about where you are in life or what's going on, or whether your friends are a little bit ahead of you or something like that. But don't. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Things change all the time. When I started my career, YouTube didn't exist. Podcasts weren't a thing. There wasn't really internet video at all out there. Pretty much every way that I make my money just didn't exist. Loads of things will happen throughout life. There'll be times when you feel like nothing's changing and you're a bit of a rut, and there'll be times when suddenly loads of stuff happens and it gets really exciting. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy it. Take your time, enjoy life, but also hear me out. This might sound contradictory, but I really don't think it is. Life's incredibly short and you shouldn't waste it. Feels like only the other day my daughter was born and she's 9. She's like halfway to when she'll probably leave home, and it's just gone like that. Finger click. Past Robbie. Live in the present. Enjoy all the opportunities, the wealth of stuff around you. Yes, don't sweat where exactly you are in life, but always try to be making progress and doing stuff and keeping busy and enjoying the part of life you're in at the time. Don't worry about the past. Don't look to the future. Enjoy now. My rule is, if you're saying no to something, why are you saying no to it? And it's fine to say no to stuff if there's a good reason. But if you're just saying no to playing with your kids because you'd rather lie on the sofa, you might regret that one day. So try and do things, live in the present. If you've got a friend asking you to go out and do something, then think to yourself, what else am I going to be doing? If you've got something better to do, then do it. But if it's nothing, then maybe consider going out. I'm basically just saying, live in the present. Now, this is the key thing I think I've learned in my life, and it's the thing that I see around me all the time, and I find quite often it's the difference between people who are happy and unhappy, or people who feel in control of their life or out of control. And once I learnt it, it felt almost like a cheat code for living. You are completely and solely responsible for absolutely everything that happens in your life. Now, this doesn't mean you're to blame for everything that happens. They're two completely different things. Bad things are going to happen in life. You're going to get made redundant. People you love are going to die. But you're entirely responsible for making yourself happy and working through it. Once you separate blame and responsibility, it enables you to detach yourself from bad things that happen. If someone screws you over at work, you could sit there and go on about how annoying they are, or just moan about the situation you're in because of them. Or you can take action and go, well, I won't work with them again. Or if I do work with them again, I'll make sure I get everything in writing or a legal contract or stuff like that. So if you focus on what you can do and how you can make the situation better, you're a lot happier than just feeling sorry for yourself. If something happens to me now that's bad, then yeah, I will feel annoyed that someone has wronged me or something like that. But what I'll do is I'll work out what I can do to improve the situation now or stop it happening again in the future. And it makes you feel more in control and happier. It's brilliant. So there we go. Those are the things I would try and get across to 20-year-old Robbie who may or may not have listened to me. Please note they're not all relevant to you. You might figure these things out. There might be different things that are priorities for you. So don't start moaning in the comments. Oh, this is wrong. But what I would like to know in the comments is what you'd tell your younger self for advice, things that you've learnt, because I could probably benefit from it myself. Maybe others could too. So thanks for watching. Kids are back at school now, so there's more videos coming very, very soon, including the return of walks. Hooray! Oops, nearly forgot. Thanks again to Claro for sponsoring part of the video. Use the link in the description to go and sign up for the mailing list.